And according to new polls from Robert Cahaly, the Trafalgar Group, Matt Towery Insider Advantage, Trump is ahead of Harris by a slim margin in key swing states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, and a close race in Georgia. Here with reaction, co-host of Polling Plus, the podcast, Matt Towery, along with his co-host, Trafalgar Group founder Robert Cahaly. Matt Towery, let's start with you. How do you read these numbers as we now have entered what is historically the political season post-Labor Day?
Well, I read it as sort of a stabilization. Harris's momentum has sort of stalled out, but there was a lot of ground that she gained after Biden got out of the race and she took his place. So she's climbed up there. These are competitive in every one of these battleground states. But right now, it looks to me like sort of the bloom is off the rose, and something's got to give one way or another. She doesn't have really anything to push her momentum ahead anymore, and this big debate coming up could be the make or break for both candidates. But right now, Trump is coming back in most of these battleground states, and he's looking pretty good.
How important is this debate, Robert?
It's absolutely critical. This debate is what everything is going to ride on. Right now, this race is so close in these battleground states. Any little thing can make the difference. And this debate is a chance for Trump to talk to her and ask her, kind of frame her, how she answers and how far what she says is from her actual record, and point that out to an American public that's heard very little of this kind of contrast.
Well, and that's what John McLaughlin found, Matt Towery, is that on her own radical positions, in her own words, most Americans don't know that she wants to decriminalize illegal immigration, offer free health care and housing and education. They don't know about her role in saying the rioters, 574 riots summer of 2020, they're not going to stop. They shouldn't stop. We're not going to stop. They don't know about a fracking ban, a drilling ban. They don't seem to know the extent of how radical and high her taxes would be, the largest tax increase in history. They don't seem to know her position on defund, dismantle, no bail laws, or Tim Walz's, feminine products in boys' bathrooms, or gender-affirming surgery and no parental permission. So, I think, is it going to be Trump's job? Because ABC's not going to do it. Georgie Stephanopoulos won't allow it on his network.
Well, I think, Sean, first of all, the Trump campaign has really done a good job of stepping up and putting ads out there that educated people on some of her positions. So help me, it's been missing forever. And Robert and I have just said, why in the world are the Republicans waiting so long to educate a public that doesn't hear this stuff because it's strained out by the media? They've done a good job. The other groups have to come on board because the vote's going to be starting in September. And in about 5 weeks, we have early voting going on in half or more of these major swing states. I want to say one last thing about the debate, though. I think that if President Trump manages to do that without any name calling, and if he can stay within the time frame, which he did last time, and if he can use facts that are specific facts that have been fact-checked, even if it's just one on every issue. So these fact-checkers can't run behind him and say, oh, he was embellishing things. If he puts that together, that little combination, he wins that debate and probably becomes president again.
I think her goal is going to be to piss him off, Robert. I think that's their main goal. And I think that if President Trump very calmly points out her record and offers his solutions to make the lives of the American people better, to me, that's the formula for success, and I would not deviate from that one iota.
Absolutely. But she is going to attempt to goad him at every point, and he just cannot take the bait. He has got to go in there with a game plan and stick with that game plan, and it literally is the unmasking of someone who the media has just not let the truth come out about. And if he can do that without taking any of this bait, without falling into our traps and starting to wander off on the subjects that don't matter, and focus in a way that only Trump can to dismantle her and point out all these inconsistencies, I think he'll find himself with a sizable lead after this debate, especially in the swing states that matter.
And I think this is the one shot he's going to get. I don't see her doing a second one either way. Matt?
No, I don't think she will. And let me just add a caution here to Republicans and everyone, and that is don't create low expectations for her. She may perform better just by getting out there. Remember, Biden is what they're going to be comparing her to in the media. So it's got to be a really tough debate, one where he brings out the comparisons, but he's not too tough.